Hello and welcome back to another tutorial. So today I'm going to be making this beautiful dress that you can see. It's a loose fitting kaftan inspired by my recent trip to Tunisia. So I'm going to be using Ankara fabric alongside a plain black fabric. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so, and also make sure that you share this content with your friends and family to help my channel grow. Thank you so much, and let's get right into the tutorial. Okay, so here this is the fabric I'm going to be using. It's already folded into 4, 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So I'm going to be cutting the front and the back at the same time. So this is going to make it a lot easier. So the first pattern I'm going to be cutting out will be the back pattern, because the neckline for the front is going to be a little bit different. So to start, so the width of the fabric that I'm working with is 11. Okay, so that's 11 times 4. So that's the entire width of what I'm going to be working with. The width of the fabric you're working with will be dependent on your size. So I know this is good enough to fit me. So you want to measure the widest part of your body, whether that is your bust or your hips, and then divide that by 4. Then add half an inch to an inch sewing allowance to get your the width of your fabric. So this is enough for my measurement. So now the starting point is we're gonna mark out about an inch off the top of the fabric. So that's gonna mark the starting point. I'm just gonna eyeball it, so you can take your tape and measure it, but I'm just gonna eyeball it, and that's okay. So that's where we're gonna start from. So the next one is then the back neck measurement. So the depth of that measurement is going to be 3 inches. So I'm going to be using 3 inches. Sorry, no, the width, that's the width of the measurement. So the width is going to be 3 inches. So that's how wide the back neckline is going to be. And then the depth is going to be just an inch. We don't want it to be any lower than that. So 1 inch for that, and then you want to connect the 2 lines in a curve. So connect the 2 like so, and then you have your back neckline. Okay, so I hope you can see that. So that's that. And then the next thing you're going to need is just your shoulder measurement. So I'm going to be using 7 inches. So there we go. So 7 is mine, plus your sewing allowance 1.5. Okay, so here we are. So that's your shoulder measurement. And also because it's gonna be a little bit of a drop sleeve, so an inch for the sleeve is enough. So that's also added to the shoulder measurement. So for example, if your shoulder measurement is 14 divided by 2, that's gonna give you 7. And then if you add an inch for your sleeve extra, so that's going to give you 8 inches, plus your sewing allowance, that will give you 8.5. Okay, so and then from there on you want to get your armhole measurement. So I'm going to be using 8. So 8, and that's around here. So and then from there on you want to square the line. So square that line, and then from here you want to come in about an inch, just to give you just for us to be able to draw that underarm curve. And then you want to come down by maybe half an inch, and then you draw your underarm curve. And then from here on out, so the measurement is going to be straight down. So this line all the way down. So for me, this is going to come out to be 10 inches. So 10 inches wide, and all that's going to be all the way down to the length of the fabric. So and then you need to figure out what your length measurement is for the dress. The length I'm using is, so I'm using 57 inches in length. So this is the wrong side of the fabric, so I just need to mark that. You can already see the dress. You can somewhat already see the dress. Maybe I've zoomed in a little bit too much, but this is where we are right now. So we've got the front and the back, so both of them have the same neckline. So now what I'm going to do is do the neckline for one of the pieces. So I'm going to separate the pieces, and then I'm going to do the neckline for the front piece. So I'm going to fold it into two. So for the front neckline, I'm just going to freestyle the neckline that I want. You can have a round neckline if you wish, but I want to have something a little bit different. So I've come from the back neckline and I've come down, freestyled it like so, and then created a little bit of a curve around the neck and connect there. So this is what the neckline is going to look like. So, but the neckline that you want to have is dependent on you. So if you want to have something different, maybe something a little bit simpler, you can just have a straight V-neck. It's up to you, or you can just have a curved neckline as well. Then what I'm going to do now is cut this out, okay? So now the next thing I'm going to do is, because I want to finish the neckline with this color, just to add a little bit of color to it. So I'm going to have to cut out this same pattern, because I'm going to be sewing this fabric on top of it to make a design. So this fabric, I'm going to cut out this same neckline and then just make it a way for me to be able to add this on top. Okay, so I have the contrasting fabric over here. So I've got one section folded into, okay, so you have the folded edge on this side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is place this fabric, the neckline, on top of it like so, and make sure that I have enough coverage. Okay, scratch that. We're gonna start all over again because I think I've made a mistake. So rather than placing the pattern this way down, I'm gonna place it onto the folded edge because I don't want this bit to be cut into two. So we're gonna start all over again. So I'm gonna place the pattern on the folded edge like so, and then we're gonna start again. All right. Instead, so trace out the neckline onto the fabric like so. Like I said, it's gonna be 4.5. I'm gonna be doing 4.5. Okay, so this is 4.5. So just trace out the neck and shoulder line as well. There you go. And then so just ignore that. And then we're gonna be doing 4.5 all the way through. So ignore this line. So this is gonna be 4.5, and that's gonna be 4.5. And so I'm going to be sewing this from the wrong side, and then I'll flip it to the right side. So this is on the wrong side of the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to sew this down and then we'll switch it to the right side of the fabric. Okay, so I've gone around and sewn the neckline. And so what I'm gonna do next is flip it to the right side. Okay, so now you want to top stitch around and come back to the top, and then you want to fold this in, and so along the edges and sew that down. Okay, so this is the neckline. So after everything is sewn down, so that's the front. All right, so now I'm gonna move my attention to the back necklines. This time around, so this is going to be pinned on the right side of the fabric, and then we'll be taken to the back side of the fabric. So that's the neckline for the back. So that's done. And then what's next is that I'm gonna join the front and the back piece together at the shoulders and the sides. So this is the left side. We're gonna be doing right side to right side. So this is the right side to right side. Okay. Pin them at the shoulders. Okay, so I've pinned the shoulders together, but before I pin these sides, I'm gonna add tying string to the waist. So here I've got so the length is 22 inches. Okay, so for both of them, and they're about just around half an inch wide. So I'm going to be adding this to the waist. So I'm going to be adding that to about 15-inch point, so which is around here. So 15-inch point I'm going to both shoulders, and then come here and sew all the way down. Okay, so the dress is taking shape. So there's your side strings not come out, and what's next is I'm going to add a bit of this to the sleeves like I've done here already. So round measurement of your armhole plus sewing allowance, and then cut that out, and I'm using a 2.5 inch wide strip of fabric, and then the round measurement. So then what you want to do is fold that into two, like so, and then pin that to the right side of the armhole. So you start from the underarm underneath, so not from the shoulder. So start from the under and pin that to the hem, pin that all the way around. Okay, just make sure it's folded in two, pin that all the way around. and then just sew that all the way around. Okay, so once you finish sewing that, you just need to hem the bottom of the dress. Alright, so on the side you want to leave a gap on the sides of the dress, so that will give you space to walk in the dress. So I've decided to leave a gap of about 10 inches on the sides of the dress, so I didn't sew all the way down to the bottom of the dress, so bear that in mind when you're doing yours as well. So both sides I have about 10 inches left that I did not sew. So now once you finish sewing the sleeves, you want to just go ahead and hem the bottom of the dress, and once you've done that, then the dress is complete. And there you have it, the dress is ready. So I just need to iron it, and that's pretty much done. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you for your usual support, and I will see you on the next tutorial.